Hey, Back Home Media listeners. Thanks for choosing Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast. To learn more about helping us out, go to patreon.com/KMUpod or go to backhomemedia.com.
Back Home Media.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast. And as always, Ricky Chabruggy with Derek Relaford. How's things going down there your way, Derek?
Pretty good, buddy. How are you doing?
Not too bad, really. Keeping busy.
Keeping busy, man. That's all you can do.
My audio sounding okay tonight?
You sound perfect, man. You sound angelic.
Okay, cool. Maybe I just need to do this. Turn my hearing aid so I can hear myself better because I'm not hearing myself very well.
Oh, wow.
Okay, there we go.
Well, yeah, by the way, folks, Ricky does wear hearing aids. Those aren't stay. I got to turn my lights on, so I'm beautiful. Those are not props.
According to the doctor that did my hearing screen, so I lost half of my high frequency hearing. So
is it from all the rock and roll concerts?
Well, I think it was from the One Kiss concert I went to back in 1990.
Really?
Yeah.
Got a little too close to the
No, I
sauce.
was halfway back on the side, but their speaker towers were from the floor to the ceiling, and they wrapped around the corners of the stage, and it was so loud. So loud. I could feel the hammers in my ears just banging away in there. It was so loud.
Was it worth it?
It was a good show, yeah. Show got cut. Did the show get cut short that night? Was that the night that... I think that was the night the show got cut short because the transformer blew.
Oh, wow.
They overloaded it, and it blew up.
Junction City.
Matthew Sandig is asking, did they ever find the lady from Garden City? Yes, I got an email update tonight from the KBI. She was located deceased in Finney County in a remote part of the county. And Finney County will be conducting an investigation into the circumstances behind her death. Her name was... a second, I can tell you real quick.
Flyer up if you want.
Do you have it?
Yeah, I did pull it. Let me see.
Okay, cool. Well, if you got it, let's go ahead and put it up there real fast. Hey, Emma from Junction City. Hey, Amanda in Junction City. How are you doing, Roxanne in Southeast Oklahoma?
Yeah, it's a sad story. Now, whenever you got the press release or whatever it was, did it sound like it was suspicious circumstances? It
didn't sound like it. It just said they were going to be in Finney County. It was going to be investigating the circumstances of her death. So,
well, to Virginia's family out there, we prayers and thoughts and all that stuff, and obviously,
and good evening.
Hopefully, you have a quick healing with this. This is a terrible news.
Definitely prayers out to them. Definitely, I will put a formal post up for that after the show. I was going to do it before the show, but I didn't have time.
Trisha Arnold shared it out to several groups. Look at her, just
awesome.
Trisha, you are now the official street team leader of our YouTube channel.
There you go. There you go.
You bring the booties to the seat. Speaking of which, Shady Booty is nowhere to be found. We need to put out we need to make a flyer for him, I think. Hello from Holton.
We got
Kansas.
like 3 or 4 people from Junction City in here tonight.
Oh, man.
We got Amanda Nicole. We got Emma. We've got Andrea Vian. So, yeah, we got a good Junction City presence tonight.
She rest in heaven, yeah.
Definitely, Amanda, definitely. I agree.
Cherokee
here from Victoria. House. Holly from Cherokee. Got Coffeeville in the house.
Wow, I like that.
Awesome.
All over the state. We got any out-of-staters tonight? Come on, chime in. Let us know where you're watching from, everybody.
I saw Southeast Oklahoma so far.
What's crazy is how far this show spreads out, and this page spreads out all over the state, all over the country.
There's
These flyers get shared all over the place.
Nikki Maldonado from Topeka. Stacy Martin from Hutchinson. As far as I know, they're still missing. I haven't got any updates to the contrary yet, so I believe they are still missing. I'll have to track them down and see.
We got Matt Sondag from New Jersey.
Diana from here in town. We got Stephanie Ball from Mississippi. Laurel, Mississippi.
Oklahoma. Laurel, Mississippi. Nice.
Yeah. Love it.
She says she's glad you say her name right.
Was Kraken Brothers CC up in here from... I'm not sure I understand that one. Did you understand that?
It's Cannabis Chris. He's a streamer on on social media. He's in the cannabis community, but he's been watching the show for a couple of weeks.
Okay, well,
we really appreciate you stopping by.
Welcome.
He's actually, I know him from Facebook. I never met him in person, but yeah, he's actually a Kansas boy.
Oh, cool. Cool.
Topeka, Osborne.
Yeah. And right now I'm seeing we got about 52 people watching, so keep sharing it out and let everybody know.
Sure, this is awesome.
Yeah.
But we're gonna go ahead and cover some cases real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, we got quite a few to cover tonight. Again, thoughts and prayers out to Virginia Green's family.
Definitely.
Hopefully they find out what's going on, and hopefully there's an explanation for something like that.
Highland, California.
Nice. Oh, I know who that is. I'll send you a message in private chat and tell you who that is.
Okay. Hello.
Okay, so we'll be we're gonna cover some cases. You're watching Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast. We'll be right back after this.
If you or someone you know is a victim of human trafficking, call the National Human Trafficking Hotline at 1-888-373-7888.
And we're starting off with Michael Eugene Golub, missing from Stanton County, Kansas since May 20th of 2005. He was 27 when he went missing. He would now be 43. He is 6'2", weighs between 165 and 180, brown hair and blue eyes. Michael was last seen in Stanton County, Kansas at 6 p.m. on May 20th, 2005. He just finished work at his job at Kramer Harvesting and was supposed to pick up his 5-year-old son at his ex-girlfriend's home, but he never arrived there. He was never heard from again. He left behind a fiancée with whom he had an infant child. It is uncharacteristic for Michael to leave without warning. Michael's golden brown Chevy S10 was a truck with toolboxes and Trego County license plate was found abandoned on a county road in northwest Grant County, Kansas, 2 days after his disappearance. Following the truck's location, authorities began investigating Golub's disappearance as a potential homicide. Shannon Floyd, Golub's ex-girlfriend, and her husband Chad Floyd were arrested and charged with first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder in Michael's case in June 2006. Authorities believe he went to their home and was shot to death on the night of his disappearance. There was a great deal of animosity between Shannon and Michael, and they were frequently disagreed over child support and visitation issues relating to their son. Michael's blood was found on the Floyd's front porch. The Floyd's defense attorney said there was insufficient proof that Michael was dead and suggested he had committed suicide or left of his own accord. At the couple's July 2007 trial, the jury was unable to reach a unanimous verdict and a mistrial was declared. A second trial also ended with the jury unable to reach a verdict. Michael's body has never been found, but foul play is suspected in his case due to circumstances involved. If you have any information regarding Michael's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the KBI at 1-800-KS-CRIME and let them know what you know and see if they can help them find out what happened to Michael and bring him back home.
Yeah, and if you listen to the flyer, what Ricky read, you know, there's a lot to this, and really, I've been talking to Michael's family a little bit via the phone and stuff, and I've been brushing up on this case because all I really knew about this case is that 48 Hours covered it years ago, and so I kind of knew pretty much what 48 Hours covered. Now, one thing that I knew from watching the 48 Hours coverage was that Shannon and Chad were obviously some like main targets as far as who was responsible for Michael, you know, not being seen since May 20th, 2005. Now, I don't think that's like that's telling, you know, talking out of class or anything. I think the county, the local PD, the KBI, everybody involved in law enforcement really painted the picture that Michael was definitely on that porch and definitely lost blood, and that, you know, they obviously charged these two with murder. Now, when it comes down to what we're talking about here is small town murder, this is what you're dealing with. If it's all right there, plain and simple, folks. It's right there, plain and simple. You have two trials, both of them a jury can't decide what to do. Now, listen, like it's you know, Mike, they called him California Mike. He was an outsider. He wasn't from there. Now the Floyds, they're from there. The Floyds are definitely from Stanton County. So at the end of the day, this all boils down to jury members and them being unable to come up with, any kind of conclusion of whether or not these two people are responsible. And really that's what it boils down to at the end of the day. And the thing is without the body, it's hard because this is where they're at, Ricky. Like the case on the second trial has been dismissed without prejudice. So basically, the family cannot retry this case until they have like substantial amounts of evidence. If they have like a body, a confession, anything that would be considered substantial amounts of evidence. Right. So essentially, we're relying on the public on this one. If Shannon and Chad were involved with harming Michael or doing something that would involve Michael disappearing from where everybody's seeing him ever again, then I am of the belief that they had to have told somebody. I feel like the story's right there in Stanton County. But we're going to talk more about this in upcoming shows. Where me and Ricky are, talking with the family, and it's been 16 years. It's been long enough. This has been long overdue. California Mike deserves his day in justice. And the thing is when those two trials went on trial, that if you go back and look at what happened, really it was Michael who was put on trial. They questioned his character. The defense of the accused is essentially that Michael blew town, got out of there. And by talking to his family and knowing that he had two children, there's not a lot of stock in that these people, that he would just take off like that. So we're going to talk a lot about this case coming up. Trisha Arnold says so sad. Matt Sondak says this one's always been on my mind. Me too, man. And it's very tragic that it's been 16 years and you have two trials where even 48 hours is just like pointing a finger at these two people, and you can't get true rooms full of jurors to come up with it's just a hung jury. Essentially, they're just like, well, we can't come up with anything. And the second trial, they were only in there for like an hour and a half. They came out and they said they couldn't think of it. The judge got mad, sent them back in there and said, no, you're going to go in there. And they still dismissed it without prejudice. So it's an extreme, issue with justice. In my opinion, I don't think that trial should have ever happened in Johnson, Kansas, especially with the Floyd family being so prominent there. So just be on the lookout for more details about this case, and we're going to definitely be talking about this quite a bit. Ricky, did you have anything to add on this, man? I mean, it's you've had this flyer on here for the entirety of your career doing this kind of stuff. What are your thoughts over the years on Michael Golub's case?
I just would like to see some closure for the family and their questions answered as far as what happened to him, and I'd like to see him brought home. I mean, if he is deceased, at least be able to be brought home and given a proper burial. Yeah. I mean, it's a bad thing that people that share a child like that, that are split up like that, they can't set aside their animosity for the betterment of the child. I mean, I've been divorced for 10 and a half years, and my ex-wife and I are we're good friends. We communicate well. We talk just about every day regarding our kids and other stuff. And I mean, we just have a really good working relationship for our kids and stuff. And I just don't understand why other people can't be that way. I know people cheat on people and stuff like that, but I just don't see why at the end of the day they can't set aside all the BS for the betterment of the kids. That's just what blows my mind.
No, I got to tell you, I think that one of the most depressing jobs in the planet is probably being a mediator for custody battles. And at the end of the day, I get how custody battles happen, but I don't know, man. You don't just shoot somebody because you want to end the custody. It's like. And again, innocent until proven guilty. But I mean, like, there's just a lot of fishy stuff in this case, and it's one of those things that if left alone, it would just go away, Every once in a while, somebody's going to share his flyer. You're going to get a little burst of people talking about it on social media, but then it'll go away and it goes dormant and it becomes a cold case. And I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be an enabler of letting Michael's case, go by the wayside and just forgetting what happened, because an extreme, misjustice happened on that day. I mean, and the thing is with the blood on the porch, I mean, the family's fairly confident that Mike's not with us anymore, with the amount of blood that they found on the porch and everything. So, I mean, obviously something happened to, this will be saved for listening later, Stephanie. Yeah. This is actually, one of Michael's sisters, on the screen now. This is
Stephanie is? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so
Stephanie, thank you for being here tonight.
Yeah. And
it will actually replay right after we go off live, and it'll also be on our YouTube channel, where you can go over to our YouTube channel and watch it there again and again.
And then you can listen to it on like Spotify, Apple podcasts, wherever you want to listen to it. It's audio and video.
If you have Audible, it's on Audible.
Yeah, and this is Sean Kay. She's from the Garden area where I'm from, and she's kind of a little bit like you and me, Ricky, kind of a self-taught web sleuth, and so she's been a big help to me and stuff too. But yeah, that's what's going on with Michael Golub, and basically, that's
thank you, Kelly. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I also like the Roman Reigns picture on your profile there. That's pretty cool too. I'm a wrestling fan myself.
That's awesome. So let's talk about Amanda Chavez, or is it? Yeah, Chavez, right?
Amada Chavez, yeah.
Amada, yeah. I knew that. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I've actually had a flare for her in the past, so this is actually her second one now. She's missing from Wichita, Kansas since July 26th of 2021. She's 13 years old, 5'2", weighs 122 pounds, blonde and black hair and green eyes. Her hair is dyed half blonde, half black. Her nose is pierced. She has 2 scars on her lower back. She has a tattoo of the letter B on one of her fingers and a tattoo of the Playboy bunny on her right thigh. If you have any information regarding Amada's disappearance, you know her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9456 or 316-263-6011. or the KBI at 785-296-4017, and see if we can't get some information generated and get her back to where she needs to be. And I've had people question in the comments, and I don't have an answer for this. Why is she, being 13 years old, has tattoos? I don't know. I don't know if they were professionally done. I don't know if just a friend did them. I don't have any idea.
I mean, if for those people that are confused of how somebody who's young gets a tattoo, I got my first tattoo. Now, granted, I was 18 years old, but it was in somebody's kitchen. I mean, it's not like it's 2021. You can literally order a tattoo gun on Amazon and get it sent to your house. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
bro.
And another thing is this, so what if she has tattoos? Does that make her less missing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what does it matter? And third of all, I'm on one, Ricky. I mean, Amanda to me looks like she's maybe seen some rough times in her life, So why, what are you going to, I just hate that. Why people are going to say something about her appearance and how, I don't know. It's just like, it's nobody's business. It's like, well, have you seen her? It's like, no, it's like, cool. Then I don't care about anything else you have to say. Just let me know if you've seen her.
Yeah. Yeah, at the end of the day, she's missing. She needs to be found, and that's, bottom line. We just need to help her get found and back to where she needs to be.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that one. Roman Reigns is amazing. Yeah, he is. He's a very amazing individual. He had to step down from wrestling and step away while he dealt with his leukemia returning, and got it back in remission again, and he's back at it again. So,
wow.
And Carrie Opet agrees with what you were talking about, the tattoos and everything. And awesome.
Right.
And I agree with that too. I do agree with that too. Unfortunately, that's running rampant these days.
Yeah. If you want to judge somebody, just go find a mirror. I'm sure you can find about 5 or 6 things you can judge about yourself that you don't particularly super proud of,
Right.
Overeating, smoking, stuff like that. I mean, everybody's got, end of the day, everybody's got stuff. Let's talk about Awndraya. Now, I feel like we've covered Well, I feel like we've covered Amada in the past too, but we have covered Awndraya in the past too, right?
Yes, we have. Yep, we have. And let me find it here. She is missing from Topeka, Kansas since July 31st, 2021. She's 17 years old. She is 5'2" to 5'6", weighs between 180 and 200 pounds. She has blonde hair and hazel eyes. If you have any information regarding Awndraya's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call Topeka, Kansas Police Department at 785-368-9247 or 785-368-9200 or KBI at 785-296-4017. And it is believed that she is still in Topeka somewhere, so we just need to hopefully somebody knows a location that they can share and get her back to where she needs to be. Yeah. And actually, she did comment on her flyer. I think it was this morning, I believe. Said, I'm good. And my response to her, I'm good, was, we hope you are good, but please do the right thing and go back to where you need to be.
Right.
She didn't respond to that as the last time I looked. So,
okay.
Hopefully we can help get her found. Yeah, I agree with Carrie on that one too. We need to start judging everyone. We all have our faults. Definitely, there's nobody perfect on this planet. Nobody.
No.
Bring Megan Fogelsong home. Definitely need to bring Megan
actually
Fogelsong
have her
home.
flyer if you want to do her. We haven't covered Megan in a while.
Yeah, actually we haven't. We can do that if you want to.
Let's go ahead and do it. I got it pulled, but yeah.
Let me find it on my end here.
And if anybody's looking for, up-to-date Megan Fogelsong info, definitely check out Ashley Duff's page, Missing in Kansas, Megan's Voice. She's a good friend of ours. She actually used to help out around here, but we had a scheduling conflict and we just never could make it work. But we're big supporters of Ashley Duff and what she has going on over there. And she's actually heavily involved in searching when it comes to missing people. So huge asset to the web sleuths of the Kansas region, Ashley Duff. But she's like what I don't know. She was what I would call like a Megan Fogelsong expert as far as people I know that know like pretty much everything about that case.
Yeah, I've got her flyer handy dandy.
All right, I got her up right here. Go ahead.
All right. Well, she's missing from Alden, Kansas since around December 2015. She was 21 when she went missing. She would now be 27. She's 5'4", 150 pounds, sandy blonde hair and green eyes. Her last activity on Facebook was around November 30th, 2015, and there was an unconfirmed sighting around Christmas 2015 at Guy's Liquor Store in Larned. Again, at the time she went missing, she was 21. She would now be 27. She's 5'4", weighs 150. Her weight does fluctuate. She has sandy blonde hair that she does dye occasionally, and she has green eyes. She wears glasses but does have contacts. She has a tattoo on her left hip of a flower design pictured far right. She also has a tattoo on her left wrist of a heart design that says Thick Thin, which is also pictured up there, and a tattoo on her upper right chest, both pictured above, second photo from the right. She also has a tattoo on her outer left calf of a dream catcher. If you have any information regarding Megan's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Rice County, Kansas Sheriff's Department at 620-257-7876 or 620-257-2363 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And I'm sure everybody knows by now with Megan Fogelsong's case that the main person of interest or suspect, David Madden here, I can't remember how long ago it's been now, he shot and killed his own dad. And then while police were trying to chase him down, they ended up getting him off the road. And then as they approached his car, he shot himself. So he's no longer with us. So any information that he had as far as what happened to Megan went with him when he shot himself. So that's where we're at right now, and that's a sad deal. And hopefully Ashley, with her missing in her group, they're out there searching for Megan. Hopefully they find her. Last I heard, she said they had made some advancement in that area, but she never has talked about it. We're going to try to set up to where we can get her on the show and talk about the latest developments that she has, if she has any to report. So
so thank you for bringing that up tonight. And we definitely want to, make sure we keep this one in the loop because this has been way too long.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's talk about Emma Jacobs.
Okay. And actually, I believe I might have done her flyer before, but I'm not 100% sure. The name just is awful familiar to me. She's been missing from Kansas City, Kansas since July 26th of 2021. She's 17. She is 5'7", weighs 130 pounds. Her hair is half dyed red and half black, and she has brown eyes. It's believed she may be either in Kansas City, Kansas, or Kansas City, Missouri. Again, she's 17, 5'7", weighs 130 pounds. Her hair is currently dyed red, half black. She does dye her hair frequently, usually a black or red, occasionally blonde, and she has brown eyes. She has several tattoos, including one on her wrist, which says love, and a cross on her hand. She may have another one on her hand. Emma has braces on both her upper and lower teeth. If you have any information regarding Emma's disappearance, her whereabouts, please call the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department at 913-596-3000 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get some information generated as to where she may be so she can be returned to where she needs to be. And if Emma, by chance, you see this or hear about it or something to that degree, please let somebody know you're okay and safe where they can come and get you out.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, sure. Diana Hayden says that's chicken poop of him. Talking about Megan Fogelson's the case of that.
Yeah.
No peace for her loved ones that way.
Definitely. 100%.
100%. Yeah.
100% agree with that. Yep. It's a sad situation. And hopefully someday there'll be a resolution to Megan's case so they can bring her home where she needs to be.
Oh, Lori Hayes from Hayes.
Yep.
Love it when she stops by.
Yeah.
She's awesome. Let's talk about Hannah Hensley.
Okay. And this one actually goes along with Makenzie Goodall, because I just got information the other day that they both ran together at the same time and are believed to possibly be together. Hannah Hensley is missing from Wichita since July 30th of 2021. She's 15 years old, 5'4", 170, brown hair and brown eyes. It's believed she may be with Makenzie Goodall, who's also missing endangered. It's also believed that she or they may still be in the local Wichita area or that they may be in the Kansas City area. If you have any information regarding Hannah's disappearance or of her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9456 or 316-263-6011 or KBI at 785-296-4017. And I'm going to be updating her flyer a little bit with some additional pictures of her that I was just sent earlier, so I will get those added and reposted.
And she said she or they is what she goes.
Well, I said she, they in terms of her and Makenzie.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I knew that was going to be a little confusing when I did it, but it's meant in terms of Hannah or Hannah and Makenzie.
Okay. Okay.
So, yeah. So we can go ahead and do Makenzie since they're believed to be together.
Okay.
And I did add a little bit of extra information to Makenzie as well regarding her being with
Makenzie. She's we've done her choir before, right?
Yeah, she was found, and within a day or so, she ran off again. So with Hannah, Mackenzie's missing from Wichita since July 30th of 2021. She's 13, 5'5", weighs between 155 and 165. She has black hair and brown eyes. Again, it's believed she may be with Hannah Hensley, who's also considered missing endangered. It's also believed that they may still be in the local Wichita area or that they may be in the Kansas City area. If you have any information regarding Mackenzie's disappearance or her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9456 or 316-263-6011 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get these two young ladies found and back where they need to be. It's obvious that apparently Makenzie does not like to stay put. As soon as they find her, she ran off. So
Right. And she's super young.
yeah, 13. It's awful young to be doing that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, that's. I hope she just like calms down and makes peace with the stream of life and just,
Yeah, me too.
be a kid,
Yeah. And Anna Marie Garcia is here from Ulysses.
You know what it means, what time it means that is.
Oh, yeah. I know. You don't have to tell me twice. And we will go ahead and cover Alexander Perez, missing from Ulysses, Kansas since December 1st of 2020. 35 years old. He's 5'11", 235. He has black hair that he shaves pretty much bald and brown eyes. Alex contacted a family member via telephone on December 1st and said he'd be coming to their home to do some laundry. He never arrived at the family member's home in Ulysses. Alexander has not been heard from or seen by family or friends since this date. Alexander had been staying with family and friends prior to his disappearance. It's believed, or was believed, that Alexander may still be in the local Ulysses area, or he may still be in Garden City or the surrounding area. Again, he's 35, 5'11", weighs 235. He has black hair that he shaves pretty much bald and brown eyes. Has a tattoo of a bumblebee on his face underneath his left eye, which is visible in some of the pictures up there. He also has a tattoo of Perez on one of his arms, and he has that tattoo going across his collarbone right there. If you have any information regarding Alexander's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Grant County, Kansas Sheriff's Office, 620-356-3500, or Ulysses, Kansas Police Department, 620-356-4600, or the KBI 785-296-4017, and see if we can't bring Alex home. We've been doing his flyer, religiously every week, and we're not going to stop until he's brought home. So.
Hello, Candace.
I agree with that. Roxanne. They just don't realize the dangers and think it won't happen to them. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah. That's another thing that you got to think about. Like a lot of these younger people that are, missing on like maybe their own accord. Maybe they took off,
Yeah.
The majority of the time they got to be with adults that don't care about them, in the sense that they're not calling the police and being like, hey, I found this runaway, I found this, I guess you should say, I found this person who is on a missing persons flyer, an adult would see somebody and be like, oh, wow, maybe not even make a big deal about it, but definitely call the flyer number and be like, hey, this person is here. Not like, oh, you're missing? Cool, come hang out with us. I mean,
right.
Like anybody that's willing to just like, harbor a minor, I don't see how you think that they're like, they have your best interest at heart. They're like willingly breaking a serious law.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah, be careful. Gotta be careful.
Yeah. Chris says, I appreciate what you fellows are doing.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah.
Let's talk about Justin. Is it Siwek?
I think it's Siwek. I'm not for sure.
Siwek.
That's my guess, but I don't know if I'm right or wrong. He is missing from Kansas City, Kansas since June 20th of 2021. He's 32, 5'10", 170 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. He was last seen on Sunday, June 20th at the Days Inn located at 7721 Elizabeth Avenue in Kansas City, Kansas. This information I just added the other day. Justin's car was found abandoned and empty with the window pried open and the glass broken in the hotel's parking lot. Again, he's 32. He's 5'10", weighs 170, black hair and brown eyes, has a tattoo across his chest that says blessed. He was last known to be wearing a red tank top similar to the center photo there and khaki shorts. Article I was reading the other day also stated that apparently he went to this hotel to meet a lady that he apparently had met on Facebook. And from what this article said, apparently she had his phone and was trying to sell it on Facebook. And so they got the phone back, or I'm not sure they got the phone back or not, but I know they were going to try to talk to her and then decided not to for whatever reason, the police were. So I don't know what's the deal is with that, but yeah. If you have any information regarding Justin's disappearance, or you know his whereabouts, or you think you may have seen him or have information regarding his case, please contact Detective Minnick with the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department at 913-573-6036, or you can call the TIPS hotline at 816-474-8477 and see if we can help find Justin and get him back to his family. Yeah, it sounded like he went to meet this gal at the hotel, and I'm not sure if it was a setup or what the deal was, but
didn't quite make it home.
Yeah. Like I said, his car was found abandoned and empty, with the window pried open and the glass broken out there at the parking lot of the hotel. Said all of his belongings that were in the car had been cleaned out. So,
wow. You know, I know, and the thing is you got to be careful. You meet these people online. You don't know who they are. So I know of some people that would meet girls online on social media, and they would talk for like weeks.
Yeah.
And then they would exchange pictures and stuff, like, you know, inappropriate pictures. And then they would, I know it was the 3 people this has happened to. They have them meet like at a hotel. When they get there, it's a dude. And like, I mean, and then what they do is they blackmail these people. They're like, hey, we have all these, you know, pictures of you. And, you know, there's where you're, and that's the thing. You never know who you're talking to. Somebody could just be getting you to do something vulnerable so they can use it to get you to blackmail you to do something.
Right.
Whether it be a physical act or giving them money or whatever, you know, you really got to be careful. Like, you know, who you're talking to. I don't care if it's a man. I don't care if it's a woman. I don't care if it's a they. I don't care who it is. Get on video chat, get to know them, and meet them in a public place. Don't ever meet a stranger at a hotel. Like,
right.
Too many horror movies start out like that.
Yeah. Same goes for like if you're on Facebook Marketplace and you're setting up a meet to buy something from somebody. Do it in a public place and don't go alone. You know?
Never go anywhere alone if you're meeting some stranger you know nothing about, and especially if they're having you meet somewhere that's kind of sketchy.
Right.
Like they're like, hey, meet me like in this something that you know is not a well-lit area that's not populated. It's like, yeah, right. What am I, like, born yesterday? I'll meet you in like at Starbucks during rush hour. Like, you're not gonna do anything to me, buddy.
I just noticed in that picture of Justin with that red tank top, he does have a tattoo on his right arm. If anybody,
I'm thinking it's a cross.
That's what it looks like. But if anybody can shed some light on it, what it definitely is, I'll add it to the flyer.
She said, and if the minors that are running away are running from something, they need to know there are people who care that will help them. Running away isn't the answer. No, for sure, you're right.
Yeah, you're right.
If something inappropriate is happening to you where you are, then you need to tell the police. You know,
reach out to an adult that you trust. You know,
if you don't even want to tell the police, reach out to, like, if you have a friend that you have a parent that you trust, or you know, maybe you had like a school teacher that you trust from the past that you can just look up. I mean, people don't realize how easy it is to find people. Like, I interviewed my old like principal recently. You know, it's like you find these people online. If you reach out to somebody you trust that you know that has your best interest at heart, and you tell them what's going on.
Yeah, it does. It says blessed on his chest. Yep.
I don't know, man. This is just sketchy, man. And has this person been like vetted? This woman, that he met at the hotel, like.
It doesn't sound like they've formally interviewed her yet from the article that I read.
Wow.
Roxanne, my 33-year-old son was approached at Dillon's in Wichita by 2 younger guys with knives and asked for his money and pushed him against his car, handed his whole wallet to him, and they ran. He was very lucky, and it was daytime.
Exactly.
I saw something similar to that on a video clip where this guy was in this parking lot, and these 2 guys get out of this car and start to approach him. And I believe they drew a gun or were drawing a gun or something. Well, it just so happened the guy that they were walking up on had one too, and he whipped it out and shot him in the leg. And they took off running.
Wow.
I'm like, well, there's a lot of people out there getting sick of this crap when they're fighting back.
That is really scary for Roxanne.
It is.
Wow. Well, tell us about, is it Nailea?
I believe so. And I have to apologize beforehand for the pictures. It was what I was sent, what I had to work with. So, I mean, sometimes that's all I can do is use what I was sent. But she is missing from Leavenworth, Kansas since July 26th of 2021. She's 17 years old. She's 5'4" to 5'7", weighs 135 to 142, brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Nailea Herrera's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Leavenworth, Kansas Police Department at 913-651-2260 or 913-682-2583 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get her found and back to where she's supposed to be. And hopefully, if Nailea, I don't know if it's Nailea or Nailea, but if you're watching this or you hear about this or you see this, call somebody, let them know where you're at, where they can come and get you out.
Yeah. You can even go to your school's website. Like I'm sure your school has a .com. Go to faculty and you'll see all the email addresses for any teacher you trust, any coach you trust, any adult you trust. Call them and let them know if there's anything going on. And as far as where we don't know where you are, like just call somebody and let them know you're safe.
Yep.
You're almost 18. You can it's almost time for you to sort of do what you want to do. But until then, like even when you turn 18, this isn't the way to do it. You don't just cut off contact with the adults in your life. You need to let somebody know you're safe.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's talk about Quincey Gepford.
Okay. He's one I'd actually done one prior to some time ago, actually. He's missing from Pittsburgh, Kansas since July 31st of 2021. He's 15 years old. He's 5'6" to 5'9". He weighs 125 to 150. He has brown hair and brown hair that he wears in a bun up on top of his head and brown eyes. If you have information regarding Quincey's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Pittsburgh, Kansas Police Department at 620-231-1700 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get him located and back to where he needs to be.
All right.
Looks like we have just about a couple more to do tonight.
Yeah, we got 2 more to do.
Yeah.
And I want to go ahead and throw this on the screen. Where's it at? Yeah, this is what I like to put up. We got 32 people watching. We only got a couple of cases left, and we got about 15 minutes left in the broadcast. So we want to kind of open it up to the public. If you have any cases you want us to cover, start shouting out some names. If you want any updates on any cases, shout them out. Ricky will write them down, and we're usually pretty good about talking about them next Thursday. So
yeah,
but I'll go ahead and throw that on the screen. And while we take a little break from reading flyers, is there anything new going on that you've heard recently?
As far as
anything, any kind of updates on any of the cases we've been following?
And I haven't really seen much. I was looking into any updates on Ryan Larson's case and haven't seen anything. I looked for updates on Candy Gonzalez's case and didn't see anything. Looking at Summer Wells's case, I didn't see anything really new. So pretty much still cruising right along on those cases, trying to find them. And I hope they do find each of them.
Yeah, for sure. So on the last Larson update, was it mainly that dumpster that was like the main area of interest that they were seeming to talk about?
Yeah, that was the main and they of course they found his umbrella and it was next to one of the dumpsters, so they were concerned that maybe he'd climbed into one of them and didn't make it out. But then somebody said they had seen him an hour after the trash been picked up around the complex, so it doesn't look like that he apparently got into the dumpster. So
wow.
Hopefully he's still okay wherever he's at.
Yeah, his internet search history kind of gives you a little bit of a hope.
Yeah, talking about how to not be spotted by police, how to hide underground, and stuff like that. Just it's scary.
Yeah.
I mean, he's high functioning autistic and did those searches, and it's got a lot of people scared and concerned.
Yeah. Scary stuff. This next case we're going to cover is kind of an odd one. Last week, Riley actually showed up in the chat and was telling us she was fine. But we haven't heard anything from Riley. So, Riley, if you are watching again, let us know. And we're going to go ahead and cover your flyer tonight since you're not here. And we don't know if you're okay this week. So go ahead, Rick.
Yeah, I did actually talk to her for just a little bit right after the show in Messenger. And then she messaged me some more the next morning. And I talked to her a little bit the next morning in Messenger also. So
how does she seem as far as going home?
Yeah, basically she just wants left alone. But they're still trying to talk to her and trying to get her to come back. But she's
like she's like safe though.
I don't know. I mean,
she's responding to you.
Yeah, she said she was, but all we can do is take her word for it at this point. Sure. But she's missing from Wichita, Kansas, July 19th, 2021. She's 16. She is 5'7", weighs 145. She has blonde hair that is dyed red or fuchsia, which you can see in the two right-hand photos there. Those were sent to me, I think, the day after the last show, actually. It's believed she may be in, actually, it's believed she's in Topeka. That's where they believe she's at, is in Topeka. Okay. Again, she's 16, 5'7", weighs 145. She has blonde hair that was last known to be dyed red or fuchsia and blue eyes. If you have any information regarding Riley's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department, 316-660-9456 or 316-263-6011 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And Riley, hopefully, if you are watching tonight like you did last time, hopefully you're doing okay. Let somebody know and, do the right thing, go back to where you need to be, You sound like you need to. It's just taking that step to do it. And I'd strongly encourage you to take the step to do that.
Leah Lopez says, Ricky and Derek, my mother wanted to make sure to say thank you for airing my cousin Rihanna Young last week.
No, you're welcome, yeah. And tell your mom she's very welcome as well.
Anytime. Is she on our Located Safe tonight?
Who ran? No, she was the one that was the hit and run, apparently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know if it was a hit and run or not. She was found deceased on the side of the road.
Now I remember.
Yeah.
We had a few Rianne names in the last few weeks.
Yeah.
Now I remember.
Yeah. And then Candace, what is she saying down there? Kids who run because they do not want to follow rules have no idea what their parents are going through. Hopefully they go home and their family can get some counseling. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. And sometimes I think some of these teenagers think, well, they're adults. What do they know? Well, you got to remember, kids, we were teens once before, too. We went through the teen years, too. Been there, done that.
Right.
You can benefit from our experience if you would just take the time to listen.
Well, Riley made a comment last week. I kind of put my foot in my mouth whenever I was talking. We weren't even talking about Riley's case. We were just talking. And I was like, call somebody. I was like, everybody's got somebody they care about, or everybody's got somebody, like a family member they can trust. And then she wrote, not everybody has a family. And that's when I kind of had to eat my words a little bit. I was like, you know what, Riley, you're right. I don't know your life at all. I mean, your life that's the thing, man. We don't know this little girl's life, man. And I'm sorry I call her a little girl. She's 16, my niece is 14. My niece is cool. I don't think she's like a little kid or anything, but it's like, Riley, you're young. You're 16, and you're right. I don't know your struggle. I don't know what you're dealing with. I just know that you being out on basically like where the police are looking for you. It's just not a good thing to be when you're 16. I mean, and if you're in a bad situation and you're running from a terrible situation, again, 911, report it. I mean, if somebody is doing something, if somebody is making your life miserable where you were from, then say something. But this is not the way to handle it. And you don't realize that how many vultures are out there. Vultures. They have no care whatsoever for your well-being. They're just vultures, and you have no idea how good they are at acting and how good they are at pretending to be caring. And I'm not even talking. I mean, I'm talking about somebody just robbing you, or just it's scary out there. So just be careful, and please call an adult that you trust. And I understand you might not have family, but maybe an old teacher or something that you just call somebody that you trust.
Yeah. Diana, did Riley give an indication that there was something at home she couldn't deal with? No, she did not. And then we got this one here. I was just saying too. Read a post that she says she is home, but flyer's still up on my Facebook. I'll have to check into that one. I haven't heard, so I will look into that.
Yeah, and we don't know what anybody's going through. Riley might have a hefty amount of stuff on her plate, so I'm not here to judge Riley whatsoever. I'm just saying, hey, I would feel better if you were somewhere where like we knew where you were, like not me personally, but the adults in your man. Again, if there's a situation with where you're running from, then say something, call the police. But just going off of the grid is just very dangerous. Maybe sexual abuse and home. You never know. You can never tell what's going on. It's just all we're trying to promote here is that Riley needs to contact the police, and if she needs to report something, she can report something. But at the end of the day, she needs to contact the police and let them know that she's safe, and they need to deal with that. I mean, just being out on the loose it's dangerous. It's very dangerous. She was still alive and airlifted to Wichita, where she passed away the following Monday. There was a wide expedition scene where she was found that sped off after she got out of the vehicle. Wow. And then it was there 30 minutes later. She was found directly in front of the baseball field that was occupied at the time.
Who is this in reference to?
This is going to be going back to, Rhiannon Young.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Let me do this real quick, dude. Let me create
Okay, gotcha. Lost track there. I'm sorry about that, Leah. We're trying to keep up with comments and
Leah, send KMU, Kansas, the page you're watching the show on. Send it a private message. I'd love to talk to you if you want to tell me more about your story. I'd love to talk to you and hear you out and see exactly what all you know, and we can cover more of it on the show. Whatever you're willing to share with us. But yeah, we would love to talk to you off the air and see what you guys wanted to talk about for sure. See what your family knows and what you want to speak about. Now, I named tonight's show after Sarah Marie Pettit, but what is the story with this case? Because it looks like it's been a year almost.
Yeah, I was contacted and asked if I could get a flyer up for her case, and I said sure, and I did. Sarah Marie, I don't know if it's Pettit, I'm guessing that's what it is, also known as Sarah Marie Hart. She went missing from Wichita, Kansas on September 26th of 2020. She was 36 when she went missing. She's now 37. She's 5'6", weighs 130 to 135. She has brown hair and hazel eyes. She has last contact she had with anyone was on October 4th of 2020. It's believed that she may have went to Denver, Colorado. Again, at the time she went missing, she was 36. She'd now be 37. She's 5'6", weighs between 130 and 135, has brown hair and hazel eyes. If you have any information regarding Sarah's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Sedgwick County, Kansas Sheriff's Office at 316-660-3900, or you can call the Wichita Sedgwick County Crime Stoppers anonymously at 316-267-2111, or KBI at 785-296-4017. and see if we can't help get her found and back home safely. And it looks like she does have a tattoo on the left side of her neck there. I can't read exactly what it says, but she does have one. And hopefully wherever she's at, she's safe and okay and not being harmed in any way. I hope.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, okay. This kind of says, the scene you had a post from the Joplin police about being found on the roof. Okay, cool. And I Googled her also and saw that she was found. That was a case from back in October of last year. So, yep, I'm glad she was found safe.
She was a beautiful girl, and the wrong people are going to find her. Riley, let the cops know if something is going on. They can get you in a safe place. Whoever you are with can go to jail if they are found with them. Yeah, it's exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
Did you already read that comment?
No, I haven't read that yet.
Okay. I was uploading some stuff for the end of the show here. Okay. What about this? Did you read this one yet? The Awndraya one?
Just turned 13 and would go crazy if he ever ran away. It's so sad to see these kids running away from Awndraya Miller. Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't imagine. I mean, like I said, my 16-year-old's actually done it once, and hopefully she'll never do it again. But did it about 7 months ago. Well, see, this is August, so it was about 9 months ago.
Right.
So yeah.
Well, it's about that time to play the located safe reel.
Yeah.
And then we'll be out of here in about 3 or 4 minutes. You're watching the Kansas Missing, or you're listening to on the podcast. You're listening to Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast. We'll be right back after this. Hey, KMU podcast listeners, this is Derek Relaford, the producer of Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast. If you like the way the show looks, if you like what I do and you want to be a supporter of what I do, go to patreon.com/fatkidaz and drop me a line.
Always good to see those located safes. I was reading this comment here. Any update on Brooklyn? Wichita, July 2020. I'll have to do some checking on that one. I just looked on KBI and she's not listed on there anymore. So I will do some digging and see what I can find. Got it jotted down here.
Me either. I know, excuse me, I'm belching. Excuse me, I know kids go through stuff. However, that's not a solution. I hope they go home safe. Me too.
Yeah, me
Same
too.
to Diane.
Me too. Me too.
Right. Well, thanks everybody for hanging out tonight. That was awesome.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I just hope that Riley's doing all right. Like I said, I talked to her a little bit that night after the show and a little bit more the next morning, and hopefully she's doing okay.
For the podcast listeners here, hopefully in the next week or two, I've been pretty busy. I'm going to be doing an in-depth interview with Mr. Chabruggi over here. I interviewed him a little over a year ago when we first met, and now we see an annoyingly amount of each other every day. I'm just kidding. No, we have become, we know each other now pretty well. We talk a lot. So I'm going to re-interview him a year later now that I know a little bit more about him. I know he's a complicated onion to peel, but we're going to get to the bottom of it, folks. But be on the lookout for that on the podcast page. And we think this is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing a 1 year later type of thing and see, what kind of differences there are. And Brooke, I'm not sure how to say your last name, Brooke. I'm a social worker. If anyone is watching and needs someone to reach out to if something is going on, definitely.
Brooke, please message Kansas Missing and Unsolved page. Ricky would love to have that resource because I know that's something that is real. Like that is something that is happening, obviously.
No, here you go, dude. Here you go. Yay for personally interviewing Ricky. All right. Well, it looks like our next show is slated for August 12th. So next Thursday, the day before Friday the 13th.
Right, right.
Whoa. I have to watch out for Jason that day. Woo! Darn it, I dated myself again. Oh, well. Oh, here we go. Deanna McDonald. Thank you, Deanna. I appreciate that. And Andrea, you guys do an amazing job. Thank you. I appreciate that. I try my best every day to do my best.
I was just more naturally charming.
I just hope and I've been praying that, somebody will come along that'll want to step in and help me out with the page a little bit as far as helping me try to get some of these updates on some of these older cases so I can update them or continue to share them or whatever I need to do. And, it's definitely a labor of love, and I'll be honest, I don't get paid for doing it. I just do it to do it, so. And honestly, I don't want to be paid to do it, I've had people ask me, well, why don't you charge for the flyers you make? Because I'm not going to make money off families that are already going through a hard enough time just having a missing loved one. That would not be right of me to do.
Like those vulture psychics that prey on families, that have a missing person. Like for $1,000, I'll find your missing person. Get out of here. I'm going to peel the onion.
Oh boy.
It's going to be thorough.
I feel that way too, Deanna. I have to admit, I feel that. I don't know if it's Deanna or Dina. I have a cousin that spells her first name like that, but she goes by Dina. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it's Dina or Deanna. So I apologize if I got it wrong. But anyway, like I said, next show is gonna be August 12th, which is next Thursday. If anybody has any cases they want me to cover for next show, go ahead and private message them to me, and I will get them worked on for next show. And okay, cool. Now I got that right. I shouldn't butcher it again.
And we'll be back next Thursday, folks. Don't forget.
Yep. And you are very welcome, Sherry. Thank you for being here tonight, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for coming by.
And until next week, August 12th, you guys take care, stay safe, God bless, and we will see you guys then.
Well, I don't think it, I thought it, that's different. I said what I said and I meant it, or lamented. Words given weight without thought, and I'm cursing the way that I talk and the way that I ought to be able to pause and to say that the fault can be placed on my arm, to this playful assault, to disgrace in this arm. Pray for the day they could wait for the calm. You can't control the storm, only weather it, whether it's 5 weeks and 5 days of rain sideways, or scorched earth, search for death, or water left with all the thorns, with the petals gone, settle on the breath of autumn. If the crown fits, wear it, the crown fits. If the crown fits, wear it.